how TestReach portal works for your certification in pension calculations CPC exam. Once you log in, you will see your exam listed, that is certification in pension calculations. So this is an example, leavers benefit with special circumstances. So you will also see, so once you enter into it, you will see your exam date and time allowed for you to take the exam timings. Once this is done, you have to click on next. And once you click on next, you will be shown an important page that is with the important instructions, that is pre-exam instructions. So please read everything carefully so you know what to expect in the exam. And once this is done, you can start test. Once you click on it, you have to agree the terms and conditions. So once you click on the terms and conditions, click on next, and here it's the contents page. So once you click on the contents page and you get the contents page, you have to click on next again. And this is the case studies. This is the main page that you will be ending up with. So once you see this is the first case study, this is the second case study, and this is the letter. So as this is the first case study, you can see you will be having a calculator on the top along with that where you can do your calculations. And the thing is, you cannot copy and paste the information from here to the answer from here to the answer box. At the same time, there is a notebook on the top. So you can use this notebook and you can copy and paste the information from here to the answer box. So apart from this answer box, if you see you have the column available here, you can do the insert column option. Yeah, you can bold the answers, and if you keep on writing your answers, the answer box would expand. At the same time, here's the button, arrow button, where if you click, you'll be able to have a bigger picture of the answer box that you would like to use while you are writing your answers. And once you click again, here, you can see your question paper towards the right side, where you have an option to zoom in and zoom out. So this is how the TestReach portal works during the exam. And also you have an option to highlight this part. So once you highlight, it actually flags the question for yourself to be aware that if you want to highlight this question, and then if you can come back again at the end of the examination to correct something in the answer sheet or something. Suppose your answers are completed, then this is highlighted in green because it says that you have completed the answer. So this is the draft letter question. Here you have the answer box. The same implies that you will be able to write your answer here. And this is the draft letter towards the right. And here you can zoom in and zoom out. So once the examination is done, you can click on End Exam and approve. So once this is done, your exam will be automatically submitted to TestReach portal. And once it's completed, then you will be receiving an email from our end stating that when you will be able to receive the results, we will be giving a tentative date to you. The date will be posted on the web page. Thank you.
So this demo provides an overview of the multiple choice exam portal applicable to all of our multiple choice examinations that we administer. These include the Retirement Provision Certificate, the RPC, and the Award in Pension Trusteeship, APT. But for demonstration purposes, we'll just focus on the RPC, but the portal functionality and the question format are identical for the APT and other MCQ exams like the Unit 2 soft skills. So in terms of accessing your exam, once you press enter on your paper in the portal, you'll be presented with a cover page here, which includes the PMI logo, the name of the exam, and the date and time allowed, which should obviously be relevant to your sitting. We then click Next in the bottom right-hand corner to proceed to the pre-exam instructions. Just review these carefully to ensure you understand the exam process. And once ready, you can click Start Test again in the bottom right-hand corner to begin. And then before entering the exam, a terms and conditions box will appear. You must read and accept all terms by selecting the checkboxes before proceeding. And once completed, you can click Next to start your exam at the bottom here. And you've now officially started your exam within the portal. Looking at the interface and navigation, up in the top right-hand corner here, you can see the timer counting down. The RPC exam duration is 2 hours, and that timer will start as soon as you enter. We'll start counting down. The exams can also be broken down into sections. So the RPC consists of 2 sections, section A and B, whereas the APT, for example, has only 1 section, which is section A. But these sections, they'll just let you know what kinds of questions you'll be answering. And you'll be able to see this with the information buttons just down here. And they'll tell you the information on the section that you're working on. In terms of answering questions, this can be done in 3 ways. You can either click on a question number on the bottom row here at the bottom of your screen to navigate directly to that question. So we could click on question 1 here. Alternatively, you can use the arrow button here to flick between questions. Or what you can do is click on the 3-dot ellipsis here to jump to the next set of 20 questions. So you can see here in the bottom row, we've got questions 1 to 20. And if we click on the ellipsis here, this brings us to 21 to 40. So those are the way that you can navigate and answer questions. And to select an answer, it's really, really simple. You just click one of the multiple choice options, A, B, C, and D. And if you wish to change your answer, you just simply click on a different option. So you can change it to C or D or B or whichever you think the correct answer is. For the RPC and for the APT, you do only need to select one option for the exam. And in order to track your progress, questions with selected answers will be highlighted in lime green at the bottom of the screen. So if you take a look, if we jump to question 2, question 1 here is turned into that lime green color. So you've kind of got a visual indicator of which questions you've answered. And if you leave any blank, those will remain unhighlighted and in this very, very dark gray color. When it comes to submitting your exam, so once you've gone through all of the questions and you're ready to submit your exam, you can click End Exam in the top right-hand corner here, and a summary box will appear. So this is quite a useful feature, but this summary box will list effectively any unanswered questions. So you've obviously got the visual cues down below with the green and the grey boxes, but this box will also let you know which ones haven't been answered. Obviously, because this is a demo, pretty much the whole paper hasn't been answered. So you can see questions 2 to 80 have been highlighted here. But this just allows you to have the opportunity to review and just complete any missed items before your final submission. Where this add comment box here, you can leave empty. You don't need to put anything in there. And then you'll see 3 options at the very bottom. So cancel, review, reject, and approve. If you click cancel review, this will return you to the exam to check and modify your answers. So say you weren't happy with a particular answer that you gave, or you want to look at the paper one last time, you can just simply click on cancel review and you can amend your answers, go back, have a look through the paper and check you're happy with the answers that you've given. We would recommend you ignore the reject option. I understand if some people press reject, they might think that they go back into the exam, but reject actually does submit the exam. So please ignore that middle option. Just focus on cancel review or approve. And then if you press approve, that will finalize and submit your exam. And obviously you won't be able to go back and amend anything. So before you press approve, we would just ask that you're obviously 100% happy with the answers that you've given in the exam paper. So we'll click approve here. And this screen will pop up. So once you click approve, this confirmation page will appear stating that your exam has been completed. And at this point, you can then press the close button, close the exam, log out and shut down the browser or tab that you've been using.
Hi everyone, in this demo we will look at how the exam portal is going to look like for the Professionalism and Governance exam unit. So for all other Advanced Diploma and Retirement Provision exam units, the assessment model is going to be multiple choice questions from autumn 2025 exams, and therefore the exam portal is going to look like exactly the same as you have seen for other MCQ exams. Like for example, you have seen the exam portal for the Retirement Provision Certificate exam, so it's going to be identical to that. However, in this demo, we will look at how the exam portal is going to look like for PNG exam unit, where the assessment model is the short and the long answer questions. So as you can see on the screen, once you click on enter, you would be able to see the cover page for your exam, which will have the basic information like the name of the exam, date, time allowed, and the percentage passing mark for this exam. Once you have read through the instructions, you would then click on Start Test. Then the pop-up for the terms and conditions would appear. And then once you have read through the instructions and then click through all the instructions, you would be able to click on Next. So then it takes you to the exam. So then it ends, as you can see, your exam time has started now. And then you can see the question on the screen, and there would be an answer box as well provided where you can start typing your answer. And if you want to increase the size of the answer box as well, you can just press enter and then it lets you increase the size of the answer box as well. There are other additional basic features available like the bold italics, or if you want to underline your answer as well. You could also make use of the within bullets points and numbering option as well available to give a structure to your answer. Then the top bar here, we do have a notebook option available. Well, if you want to just type your thoughts here or just want to think and brainstorm around what you want to mention within your answer, you could type your notes here. And again, it has some basic features, some formatting features available like inserting a table or bullet points, numbering, etc. So if you want to make use of these features, you can. The only point to be noted here is that whatever you will be mentioning within the notebook section will not be automatically transferred to your answer box here. So if you are making use of this space, then you would have to copy paste whatever you have written here. And if you want to use it within your answer, it's not going to be automatically embedded within your answer here. So yeah, just something to note over here. Then we also have a calculator available, which that's the job of a basic calculator really. And if you want to use the calculation within your answer, then you would have to type whatever the calculation is appearing within here. You wouldn't be able to copy the answer that comes up. And then once you have answered one question, you would be able to move on to the next question. As you can see, once you have answered one question, it starts appearing in green, meaning that you have attempted this question. Then as you scroll through and you reach towards the end, it would show you the pop-up that this is the last question, meaning there's only 4 questions within your exam. Once you click on OK, and then once you have reviewed your answers as well and you're happy to end your exam, you would then have to click on end exam. So this screen will appear where you will have cancel, review, reject, or approve. And as you can also see, it shows that since you've only provided the answer for question 1, it would show that you have not given any answer to the other of the questions. So just a pop-up for you to note that you haven't provided any answer to the rest of the questions. Again, it's just a demo purpose. So we've only answered one question. And then it also says that once you submit, you will no longer have access to this test. So it's very, very important that, you have reviewed everything and only then you, submit your exam. So if you still want to review something, you will make use of this option, cancel review, and it takes you back to the exam. However, if you're happy with your answers, then you would just click on approve. So I'm just going to write any over here because I haven't given answers to the rest of the questions, so that it lets me approve. And then once I click on approve, this window will appear over here, which says, thank you for taking your exam, which means that your exam has been submitted now. And then once you see the screen, then you would also be receiving a notification from the TestReach portal confirming that you have submitted your exam. And one of the members from PMI will also reach out to you in terms of letting you know as to when to expect your exam results, etc. So that's all really from my side with regards to this demo. I hope you find this useful. Thank you.